this video I'm going to talk about the Neutrogena oil-free eye makeup remover, and I'm going to share my experience that I had with the product so far because I've been testing it out now for the last week, and I'm also going to demonstrate you on how it removes my eye makeup. So I have a beautiful makeup going on, and I'm just going to demonstrate you how I personally like to use the product and also what I do afterwards, how I feel about it. Now, when it comes to the product, it says that it's oil-free, but still, if it stands there for a long time, then you will see that the water and whatever is in there will separate, so that you have to just make sure that you're going to shake it before you're going to apply it and before you're going to remove your makeup. So that's what I've done already, so that's why it's still mixed. So I'm going to give it another shake, just make sure that both ingredients or both halves are basically mixed. So then when you open it, it has a pretty large opening, which I have to say, be careful if you're going to get it, and also especially if you're using it for your eye makeup, then you can get a lot of an eye makeup pad or just a cotton pad, whatever you're using, and it just can spill out a lot. First, when I tried it out, I had a mess. It was too wet, the cotton pad was too wet, so make sure that you're just using a little bit. For that reason, I personally would like to have that the opening would be a bit narrower and also little, so that you just can control a bit more the amount of product you're going to use. Otherwise, you're going to use too much product and you're also going to waste the product. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my hair out of my face, and I do have cotton pads next to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with one side of my face, and then later on you will have a kind of a before and after on how strong the product is and also on how it performs. So I'm going to start off. What I'd like to do is I'm just going to press and hold the cotton pad on it so that it won't spill too much product, and it's also mixed. So everything what you need to do is now basically hold it onto your eyelids and just give it a couple of seconds, and then you can basically get rid of the eyeshadow and also the mascara. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to hold it, and I'm just going to wait a tiny bit so that it can soak in with the eyeshadow so that I can remove it. Now, as I said, it says that it's an eye makeup remover. I personally like to use it also for the rest of my makeup, just because I personally find that it's so easy to remove and that it also does a great job on how it removes. And normally my eye area is very sensitive, as I can get red pretty quick. Now it removed my eye makeup, and I'm just going underneath as well. And you don't need to use a lot of pressure. I mean, of course, it always depends on what makeup look you're going for. If you're going for a natural one with very little makeup, then it's easier to remove as if you would use something with waterproof mascara, waterproof eyeshadow. So please keep in mind, it does say that it also will remove waterproof mascara, but of course you need to give it some time to also soak in to the mascara so that it can basically let it go and that the mascara comes off. So with that being said, I've just used a bit more, and you're not going what I've experienced now for the past week. I've used it basically every day after I remove my makeup. So what I've noticed is that you don't need to use a lot of product. So if you're just using it as I just did, then this is basically already enough. And it also did remove the mascara, which by the way was waterproof. So I'm just going to finish off this area right here. And it does remove my eye makeup pretty quick, and I've just used mainly half of a cotton pad, so I still have some room to use a bit of product and then also remove the rest of my makeup. That's why I personally found out that if I'm going to use a cotton pad and I can't even get a cotton pad full, why don't I just use it for the rest of my makeup? And it's an eye makeup remover, which means that if it's safe for your eyes, I'm pretty sure you can also use it for the rest of my makeup, because the rest of your face isn't as sensitive as your eye area, so why don't you just use it for the rest of it? So I'm just going to remove now one half of my face makeup. When it comes to removing the face makeup, I'm not saying that you have to use it to remove your face makeup. This is something that you decide on your own. I'm not saying that you have to do it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I just personally find that it's way easier, it's so quick to remove, and like, why not, you know? Why do I need another product if I can remove my makeup with this one as well? So I'm just going to remove 1/2, and as you already can see, it removes my makeup pretty quick, so I don't have to rub a lot. I'm using it pretty gentle. I'm not rubbing or like hurting my skin whatsoever. It's definitely not hard to remove. I'm just going to remove now 1/2 of my face. Now something what it says on the bottle, which I personally do not agree with, is that it says that it won't leave an oil residue. Now I'm saying that just because like there's no oil in it, of course it won't leave an oily residue because there's no oil in it, but it does like leave kind of a skin or whatsoever on it. So you can see that I'm pretty shiny. So there's something that still like lays on top of my skin, which I personally like. I'm not 100% a fan of it, but to be honest, if I'm using an eye makeup remover or makeup remover in general, I always like to use a wet like cloth to just go over my face again. But this is something that I like do anyway. Going over my lips and over my chin. So, as you can see, now 1/2 of my face is basically off by just using one cotton pad and a tiny bit of product. And as you can see, it's not really like, you do not really use a lot of product. So I can imagine for the price point that it has, like it's like in the US dollar, it's like probably under $10 and Neutrogena is also drugstore, so it's very affordable. And for that price, it does an amazing job for my skin, as my skin can like be pretty like sensitive to makeup removers and makeup wipes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a wet cloth. I'm just going over it again. But I'm not going to remove the makeup as this is already done. I'm just going to remove the residue that's on there. It's not an oily residue as I'm not, like there's no oil in it. So with that being said, if you're using a wet cloth afterwards, or if you're just going to wash your face with water, then the residue will be gone. So it's easy to remove. I'm just letting you know that there is a residue. Now this product has no fragrance, which is great too, because when it comes to removing my makeup, I don't like necessarily need a fragrance in it, as I'm just going to remove my makeup. So other than that, I personally find that this product is pretty strong when it comes to how it removes the eye makeup and also how it removes the rest of my makeup. And you don't need a lot of product, so you will have it for at least several months, if not a year, depending on how often you wear makeup and also how often you remove your makeup with it. But I'm just pretty happy with it. Now, would I recommend this product to you? For me personally, to what it does, how it performs, how it feels on my skin, I definitely would recommend it to you. It didn't really irritate my skin. I'm not getting red around my eye area, as this can happen if I'm using normal makeup remover wipes, because you have to just basically rub a bit more until you get the product off. With this one, you just let it soak into the skin with the makeup meld in, and then you just can remove it pretty quick. So I'm a really big fan of the product. I like it. I'm impressed, as with the last Neutrogena products, when it comes to the skincare line, I haven't had much luck. But when it comes to remover, cleanser, the products normally perform pretty good. What I've also noticed, which I wanted to point out, is that if you saw my last Neutrogena product review, which I did with the serum, this was made in China. And this one right here is made in Korea, which is really weird, as the two Chinese products that I've reviewed so far by Neutrogena when it comes to their skincare line did break me out, but this one didn't. And the cleanser didn't do it as well. So, it's very interesting. I'm not saying that the products are bad, good, whatever, quality, as I don't know a lot about ingredients in general when it comes to skincare and makeup removers. But it's still very impressive that this one works, doesn't break me out, my skin is very nice, hydrated, not irritated, and so on. So just want to point this out, and maybe you want to have a closer look on where the product is made, and maybe you will find out for yourself if it's because of that certain area or if it's because of an ingredient that you like, that your skin can't cope with. So other than that, I like it. The only drawback is it says that it leaves no oil residue, but it still does. It's not oil, but something else. So if you can't stand that feeling of having something on top of your skin and you don't want to use a wet cloth afterwards or wash your face with water, then this might be not for you. But this is something that, I mean, I don't mind, like, cleaning my face with water, so that's something that I normally would do. So this is fine with me. I like this product, I would recommend it to you, and I hope that you enjoyed the video and like my thoughts on the product as well, and also what it did to my makeup. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!